Hey there YouTube, come on into Koala Gardens with me and let's have a look at a little bit of the happenings between 3 different mums and their joeys. There's so much joey activity, sometimes I'm going to just combine little bits that I get into one video. So we've got Pearl and Hope, Phoenix and Grace, and Emma and Shine. So let's have a feast for the eyes. And a huge thanks to all the people who give me regular support through In the Loop Adoptions, sponsoring the calendar, Patreon, and some people just make regular donations. So thank you. I couldn't do this without you all. And I'd like to acknowledge the Widjabul people of the Bundjalung Nation, on whose land I live, work and play. I'm Katrina, and I'm passionate about saving koalas. Just look at the size of Grace sitting there in Phoenix's lap. I can't believe how big Grace is, particularly when I look at the size of the other two. And I'll just tell you a little bit of secret news. I finally have seen Ellie's joey out of the pouch, and her joey is like 25% of the size of what Grace is. It's amazing how quickly they grow. Grace has grown so much that at first, when I saw her there scratching behind her ear, I thought she was an adult koala. But then I see Phoenix above her and it's like, yeah, no, Phoenix is way bigger. But Grace is getting up pretty close to the 2 kilo mark. So I haven't actually seen them for a couple of weeks. I think that Phoenix might be off choosing somewhere for Grace to live. I hope she changes her mind and brings Grace back like she did with Luna last year. I'm trying to save up and get some new camera equipment because mine's getting quite old. So if you'd like to help out, you can throw as little as $2 Australian in by looking for that super thanks button below. Give it a click. I'd be really appreciative, and I'll shout out to you when I get that camera. Now, can you guess who that is? It's pretty hard to tell when all you can see is a koala face buried in her joey, but now that we can see that nose pattern, you might be able to guess. That's Emma with the amazing nose pattern and her beautiful joey Shine, and they're sitting in a fork of one of the great big red gum trees that's just outside the house. Now we're right down the back of the property, and there's Pearl with Hope sitting partly on her back, partly sort of wedged into a branch of a tree. What a pair they are. And as Pearl's having a scratch, Hope is like being a little bit squished. Ugh. When you're a joey and you're on mum's back, you have to be aware of everything all the time because mum gives like 0 warning. Don't you love those little white tushies on a joey? I sure do. It's pretty obvious here why we call joeys at this stage back young. Have a good old scratch there, Hope. We still don't know for sure if Hope is a girl or a boy. I tell you, I'm just about stalking this joey trying to figure it out. If you notice the really rough bark on the tree that they're sitting in, this tree is a pink bloodwood. Now, some of my koalas will eat it a little bit, and it's a really important shelter tree for koalas, but it's considered a secondary food tree. So, something they don't eat very often, and some koalas don't even eat it at all. I love the way Mum has put her head down and kind of tucked her chin in, giving Hope quite a nice little bed to snooze on up there. And you can see that they're quite a distance up above me. and I've managed to find a spot I can just see through to them. But when Hope decided to move, I had to move as well, because it's not always easy finding a clear view through to koalas when they're up in the trees. When we compare the size of Hope here to the size of Grace just earlier, you can see not only is there a distinct size difference, but there's a distinct difference in the development. I mean, Hope is sitting above from Mum, doing things without Mum's help, but Hope is nowhere near as strong and as confident yet as what Grace is. Grace was already at least at this stage when Hope first came out of the pouch. So there's quite a difference in size and development between the two of them. And now we've switched and we're looking another day at Emma and Shine feeding up in the treetops. And when I say feeding up in the treetops, Emma is right at the very top of this tree, and she is enjoying those leaves immensely. This is a forest red gum that she's in. At first when I was watching her, I was thinking, so where is Shine? And then, aha, look at that. Shine is actually sitting just in front of Mum Emma and reaching out and trying to get a bit of a feed in too. I tell you, I think that filming wildlife is one of the most difficult things, because you just can't direct them to do what you want. But we can see Shine's little face. Poor Shine's like, Mum, I was just going to get that leaf and now Mum's moved, and Shine is left moving with Mum. If we're lucky, Shine will decide to do their own thing and we'll get a bit better view. But in the meantime, just look at how much Emma is enjoying that leaf. And it shows a really big difference between how well an adult koala can just eat entire tough leaves down and how much work it is for those little baby koalas. And sometimes I have to just come back on another day and have another go at filming. Now look at that. There's our Shine getting on to Emma's back. You can see what a beautiful little face Shine's got. And you know what, I'm still not 100% convinced, but I think Shine might be a girl. Meal's over, Emma starts heading down to find a nice spot to settle in for a sleep, and Shine is going to get the hint and come down to sit with Mum too. So I hope that you've enjoyed this few snippets of the three mums with their joeys, and you've made it to the end of another Koala Gardens video. So would you make sure you've hit the like button and write in the comments below, our pouches overfloweth. There's heaps more video coming, so keep an eye out. Thanks so much for spending some time with me at Koala Gardens. If you're thinking that you might like some kind of a koala gift to make somebody you love happy that would help support koalas in the wild, head on over to my Redbubble shop. There's so much to choose from there.